Alrighty, guys, it is 3:30. Time to wrap it up for today. It is Thursday, February 26th. And okay, so we get a little bit of strength. So far, they're right up here against that resistance area, the 20,000 on the ES. They're right up here to the 6930s. Not quite up there, just shy of it. So I'm not necessarily looking for a really strong close here, but it could happen. I mean, we could get back up here above resistance, but so far we are off the lows. And big question is the last half hour. Are we going to be us in selling this whole thing down, or are we going to see this strength holding on? So it's anyone's guess. Usually when you see a bit of strength coming in like this, you have kind of a weak close, but I'm going to stay positive about it and see if we can get up above that 25,100s on the ES and the 6930 on the NASDAQ. On the ES, or 6930 on the ES. If you can get up above that 6930, I'm going to start off with a slight bias to the upside. If not, I'm just going to start off flat out range bound. I mean, if you look at where we are right now, we were up here against these upper areas we were up here a little bit on the upside, and then we just got knocked down right here to value at 68.80s. And that's kind of where the low is. And then so far we're a little bit up here, but we haven't taken out that big three-letter ledge, 69.30s. So as long as that three-letter ledge is staying below it, we're going to stay range bound. If they can get up above it, yeah, we'll be probably back on the long side of this, looking for retest of the highs, maybe higher. So we'll see how this ends up closing. It's going to be very interesting to see. But by the rumors, tell the fact, kind of dynamic on the NVIDIA at least, that's probably driving this whole thing today. So starting off right now, the way it looks, range bound. If they for some reason close below 68.80s, I would be starting with a bias to the downside. But right now, they just knocked it down from a high, so I'm not going to necessarily start with a bias to the downside. So we'll see how it ends up closing. But right now, looking to sell strength up to that 69.30s, looking to buy weakness down to 68.70s, rotations back up, and then starting off flat out range bound, and let's see how this whole thing develops. All right, so that's how this looks. On the NASDAQ, same story there. Also, a pretty good knockdown on the NASDAQ. If they can get up above this area, the 25,100s, we may be starting off with bias to the upside. But right now, starting off just range bound, they just knocked it down. So looking to buy weakness down here to the 24,890s. We're going to sell strength at the 25,100s and the 25,150s for rotations down. But they got a little bit more to work to do on the NASDAQ, so we'll see how they end up closing, if you're going to see a strong close or not. But right now, and NVIDIA's just dragging everything down. Oh, other than that, it's not that bad. You know, a fair amount of stock. I talked about these quantum stocks in the morning. They were doing pretty good, and they had a pretty good earnings report come out. So yeah, so there is a lot of tailwinds, but this bad rumor sell effect dynamic on the NVIDIA's. It's just typical. The market acting like a little child and run it up there, and then boom, straight back down again. Anyway, we'll see. I heard an analyst talking about NVIDIA, its PE ratio and where they're likely to go. And given what they're trading and the growth rates and stuff, they're not that bad. It's just you got upside on NVIDIA still. Finally, in the bonds, but I should say only two trades so far on the NASDAQ. Both of them were shakeouts, and I haven't really tried to trade it ever since we've been too sloppy. I just kind of sat on the sidelines. The news for tomorrow, we got some news to contend with. We got at 8:30 international trade, PPI number coming out. 9:45 we get Chicago PMI. 10 o'clock or 9:55 we get construction spending, and 10 o'clock we get the two construction spending numbers listed tomorrow. So we'll see which one we get, but around 10 o'clock we get construction spending. So that's what we have going into tomorrow's trading. Friday, last trading day of the month. And then finally, looking at the bonds, did not take any trades on the bonds. And after I missed this, I mean, I didn't miss these. I didn't take them because it's the first one here. They took that one. I didn't quite do anything with it, but they had like two bars and the third bar backed off. It's same story, two bars, third bar backed off. So you didn't quite have that set up where you have enough time to click in the order. And you can see here that in the afternoon has been drifting higher. So now they're up one tick above the last high. So No rotation back down again on the bonds. So I would just stay range bound on the bonds. If anything, starting with the buys to the upside, they're looking to sell strength at up to 118.04. I'm going to buy weakness down here to the 17.12 to 14s rotations back up. So that's pretty straightforward on the bonds. Not moving a whole lot. Pretty tight range in the bond nowadays. So it used to be like a 1.5, 2 point ranges on the bonds, but not anymore. Now it's like freaking knockdown, drag out kind of stuff going on. All right, so back to the ES and the Nasdaq. So starting off range bound on both of these two, given the knockdown. If they can close above these key areas, the 29, 69, 30s on the ES, and these two areas, the 25, 100, and 150s on the Nasdaq, we will start with the bias to the upside. Otherwise, we are range bound on these two. Then let's see how they end up closing. Alrighty, we'll wrap it there, guys, and I'll see you back bright and early in the morning, Friday. We'll go at it again. Alrighty, guys, later.